One thing that's very clear about this generation is they're socially networked. They are on the web, connected with people, Facebook, MySpace, LinkedIn. These are common places where they visit. Most of these individuals have websites on one of these platforms. And what we heard from them is they often seek objective sources of information, the Vault, of course, as well as Wikipedia and Facebook. So Wikipedia, essentially for those of you who may not know what it is, it's essentially an online encyclopedia that's the editorial responsibility is everybody in the world, essentially. So as you update it, there's no editorial board. It's self-editing. So if somebody thinks something's wrong, they'll edit it back. Other people will edit it as well. And it just sort of becomes truth, essentially, sort of objective. And so they will always go out. And so here's a profile on Milbank. You've got Kirkland and Ellis here that post their salaries out there. So there's real information out there on Wikipedia about your firms today. If you haven't been there, you probably should go check it out. But this is where they go to find information. McInnes Cooper, they used the video that they created, which got pretty good reviews on what it's like to work at the firm. But the social networking aspect of it happened when it got picked up by a few blogs. Here's an example of one California blog that's frequented by these recruits. So by creating this video, by putting it on YouTube, by allowing it to be picked up and shared, and you can see it, you can't see it here, but it's like dropped right into the page. They're a part of the network. They're sort of out there where the conversations are happening. The video is now a part of the news site, the blog site where these recruits go on a daily basis. A couple other things. I just looked this up this morning as well. I did a search for DLA Piper on Facebook because I read an article recently about the fact that they had a trainee site on Facebook, which I thought was really innovative as part of like opening up the network. So they do. They have the 2009 DLA Piper trainees Facebook site. So all the trainees can have their own profile. Well, the reality is they probably already had their profile going into it. So now they're just connecting in that group. And they actually, what I thought was really interesting, they have a DLA Piper future trainees. So what they're saying is if you want to work for this firm, become part of our group. Connect with other people that want to work for this firm. And by the way, you can connect with the current trainees. You can have a dialogue within Facebook between people that are going through the training program with folks that already want to go on the program. And then they have, the Business and Employment at Work group has their own section, their own group as well. And they've got the DLA Piper Christmas party. I didn't check out the pictures on that. I bet that's pretty exciting. Could be dangerous, I guess, if it's not audited right. But I think that's interesting. I think that's pretty innovative for a massive firm. I think smaller firms could mobilize even quicker to do some of these things as well. I just did this one because I thought it was interesting. I did it. Show of hands, who knows what Delicious and Dig and, yeah, a few of you? Essentially, they're social bookmarking sites. And you'll see a lot of these. I think you'll see more and more next year and even coming on this year. Firms are going to start to include these like next to news articles and publications where you can automatically dig or mark for Delicious. You can bookmark these sites. Essentially what it allows you to do is post this article out to this social bookmarking, and then you can put categories around it so that people who are interested in the same kind of information can find it through this. Not going to one website, but going to Dig and searching for a particular topic and then getting all the content around it. So I just did a search. I actually did a search for legal recruiting first, and a bunch of stuff came up, a bunch of different law firm websites. And then I just did a search for Sidley. And what I thought was interesting was that this one of the most popular items on here were the careers information for Sidley, which means that that's probably been bookmarked. Now, Sidley doesn't have that on their website today. You can't just mark that thing. So they're actually going through extra effort as a recruit to bookmark that site on this thing. So whether you make it easy for them to bookmark it or not, they're going to do it. This is their mindset. This is part of the network that they live in. They want to put this into the network. They want to see what other people think about it. That's sort of the social networking aspect of their mindset.